Boker tov לכולם. Good morning, Agadi. Welcome to TLD. We're happy to have you. First, before we start, maybe introduce yourself a little bit and what you did at Yandeks up until now.
I'm one of co-founders and the CEO of Yandeks. Yandeks is the largest search engine and the largest portal in Russia, and we also work on the nearby markets. We're doing search for the last 20 years mostly. And we
20 years?
Yeah, it was before internet.
Really?
We searched in
what could you find 20 years ago?
Patents, classical literature,
okay,
even Bible. And then we launched in 1997 as a site.
Yes.
We launched as a number 4 or 5 player in the market.
Yes.
Then overtook the market and became the leader. And since 2001, we lead the market in search in Russia with 60% market share.
Okay. Yandeks is, or Russia is one of the only places in the world where Google doesn't lead.
One of the few.
One of the few places.
4 more, yeah.
Yes, okay. How can you get to a position where you have you lead in front of such a giant player?
Well, we wouldn't never start anything if we hadn't have a technology which we believe is superior to what existed on the market. When we started, there were a lot of different search engines. There was Alta Vista, Lycos.
Lycos, yeah, of course I used to, yeah. Lycos was my homepage.
Well, there were also a couple of 3 local players, but we saw that we have a better technology. We actually started using linguistics very early when nobody used it, and we realized that to search in languages like Russian, you need not only the search technology, but also linguistic technologies involved. And we were first to understand that. That's how we started and gained the market share.
Okay. Would you say that now your technology is better than Google's or Bing's?
It's competitive enough, and our market share shows it.
Yes.
And actually, we try even to bring it somewhere outside of Russia now.
Yes. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. But you know, Google has been trying to gain some market share in Russia. And lately it was a little bit successful. So how are you able to maintain your lead over Google for such a long time?
Technology, technology, and technology. This is first. Then we have a range of products which are maybe better serves our market. We have a lot of localized content and products which are localized to our markets, which they didn't have. And well,
over the years, Google has gone into other fields like content, like YouTube and other places like Buzz, which is closing down now. And Google, do you also go into other fields that are maybe adjacent to your to search?
Yeah, we at top of search. Search is the key, but at top of search we have maps.
Okay.
And this is also quite a technology to have maps and many services on maps, content services. Like businesses on the maps, like traffic routes, like traffic jams.
Okay.
It's one of the applications which is unique, which we have, and we just ported it to Istanbul from Moscow.
Okay.
We have traffic jams technology, which is based on collecting tracks from GPS tracks from users and aggregating them. And
are you familiar? I guess you're familiar with the Israeli subways.
Waze, yeah.
What do you think about Waze?
We now have, I think we have a slightly larger coverage. We started early, we didn't know about them, we just got to know about them a couple of years ago. We have a big coverage in our territory. We have now more than 100 cities covered with the service.
Within Russia?
Within Russia, Ukraine,
the Federation.
And now in Turkey.
Okay. You are getting more and more global. Okay, you have a new venture in Turkey.
We call it translocal.
Translocal. Okay. Translocal. Okay.
Global means that you work in all the markets simultaneously at the same time. We cannot afford it. We're a small company, relative to the big companies of the world.
Yes.
And we need to be focused.
Okay. Talking about a small company, I guess you know that if you look at the charts of companies that are traded in Nasdaq, in main markets, you'll see more and more European companies. And you see even more and more European startups which are getting very big, like Spotify.
Yeah.
How do you explain, especially of course in China, how do you explain it?
First of all, internet came to those markets a little bit later, and now just the world has recognized how much population in the markets is there, and their business has grown. And it's China, it's Korea, it's Russia, it's many countries. And talking about European technology companies going global, Spotify actually is a good example, but there were other examples previously, like Skype. Skype is another European technology company which went global.
Yes.
Or ICQ from here.
Okaza. Okay. You know, in these big markets, let's talk about three big markets, Russia, China, and India. There's a big interest for big companies, especially from the US, to enter these markets and dominate them. They are only partly successful. Why is that?
No, in India, Google is successful.
Okay.
And that's mostly because India has English as the cross-cultural
it's a formal
language.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a lot of languages, but English is the cross-cultural language there. So it's an English language market, and in search, markets are divided by languages. So talking about China and other markets, I don't know what in China there are it's special reasons why they're not there, but there is
political reasons.
Not only China also had their local player Baidu before Google came there, and it was a challenge to take the market of them even before any political interference happened. So there was a strong local player. The same we see in Korea. There are two local players there. It's Naver and Daum, both two Korean portals, and Google has just 4% or so market share there.
Okay, so maybe for search engines like Google, there's a language barrier because they haven't succeeded in large markets where there's a completely different language, like in China, in Russia, in Korea.
No, it's more than language.
Okay.
Because Europe also have its language challenges, or Arabic market, which is now dominated by them. It's the local player, the local services. When you have a local player already existing on the market, it's hard to take the market. It needs you to bring some extraordinary new services or technologies to change the habits of the audience, or to have very strong distribution tools.
Yes. Okay, right now we can see American companies trying to enter into new markets, new big markets like Russia, like others, of course, China. Do you think we'll see more going the other way, like Chinese or Russian companies going to other places in Europe, maybe trying to invade the US? Invade internetically?
Yeah, in a good sense.
In a good sense, yes.
Well, we tried to go to a foreign market for the first time in our history. It happened just 6 weeks ago.
Yes.
And it happened to be Turkey.
What are you doing in Turkey?
We launched our search there and other services. We launched search, news, mail there. And
who's the leader in Turkey?
Just like anywhere in Europe, it's 90-95% Google in search.
Okay.
So we felt that there's an empty space there, because on any competitive market, it's not like 90% or 10% split, 90% to the first player and 10% for the rest.
Yes.
On any competitive market, it's more like 60, 30, 10. We see it in Russia, we see it in China, in Korea, in Czech Republic, even in the US. Google as a leader has 60-something% market share, and the number two player...
In the US, it's 2/3 of the market.
Yeah, 2/3, and a third belongs to Bing. Microsoft powers both Bing and Yahoo. So if there is a competition, the market split is different from 90-10. It's rather than 2/3 to 1/3 and something for the rest. Turkey, just like any other European market, you had this simple split with no competition, whereas just one player with 90% market share. So the hope is that if we introduce a decent service there, we do have a good technology. We already have, as we measure.
You think it's as good in Turkish as it is in Russian?
Yes, okay. It's as good as it's very competitive.
Okay.
So our generic search product is competitive, just like our mail. But we also launched a couple of unique services for Turkey. For the first time, we launched a detailed street map with panoramic views there. Turkey didn't have Google Street Map or something like that, and we launched panoramic views of Istanbul and Ankara for now, and the other cities will follow. And even uniquely in the world, the first time in human history, some panoramic views were taken from the sea, from
really?
Bosphorus.
Okay.
And we also launched traffic jam service, which is unique for Istanbul and Ankara, and which is very useful service there, just like in Moscow.
Okay, and do you have a local partner there, or you do it alone?
For now, we do it on ourselves, but we will be looking for partnerships.
Okay, so that means you'll be looking for other markets where there's a significant dominance for a big player, and you'll be seeing it as an opportunity.
Yeah, we see it as an opportunity, and we also see it as our mission.
As your mission?
Yes, to bring freedom of choice to the audience. When you have just one player on the market,
yes,
there is no competition, the quality is poor, and also there is no, you cannot check your search results.
Okay. As you probably know, Google is not as strong in mobile as it is in desktop computing. Is it also the same for...
I wouldn't say it.
Okay.
They have a dominating platform there, and it's a huge challenge for us on the distribution front, because I don't know.
They have a presence in content or in search?
In search. They have Android, which is
no, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the platform.
Mobile.
I'm talking about application. What you actually do on your phone, because I don't I search very little on my phone.
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about other applications. We think that we need to specialize, and we specialize in question answering services, in referral services. People come to ask questions, and we give them the answers. Question answering service, the main question answering service on mobile, in our view, would be based on maps, geo services. Because
how about voice, Siri?
It's a good toy.
It's a good toy. You call it a toy. You think it's a toy? Because I can see more and more people who are very impressed with it.
Yes, it's a very impressive toy. How often do you talk to a machine, to your phone?
When I drive, and I drive at least an hour a day.
When you drive, yes.
Okay. It's at least an hour a day.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's definitely an application. When you drive, yes, the voice is very important.
Yes.
But that's what I wanted to say. That this is the only area where it's critically important today.
Okay. Listen, Moran tells us we have to stop. So, thank you very much, and maybe we'll have another opportunity.
Thank you.
Thanks.